I'm Gareth Van Zyl with Golf Business, and it's a pleasure to have with us here today Basma Dawwas, who's the Director of, let me get this right, Strategic Programming, Conferences and Content Strategy at Tahaluf. So that seems like quite a wide remit.
Thank you, Gareth. I'm happy to be here.
So you've been with Tahaluf and with Leap since the very beginning?
That's correct.
And can you tell us how it's changed?
Well, a lot has changed from 4 years ago when we began as a small team. I think we were about roughly 20 people, led by Michael Champion and Annabelle Manda. It was great times, challenging times as well. We launched Leap and @Hack back then in a very challenging time. Back then we had COVID going on, tapping into a new market with new partners and a new team. But it was one of the best times really in my career lives. We built something very solid and strong and something that we're very proud of with the team culture and the amazing team that we have really built since then.
And Leap has sort of added on different segments to the show as it's gone on. I know that last year Deep Fest I think debuted, but now this year there's a whole lot more. There's sports. Can you tell us more?
So sportstech network is one of our new features for Leap 25. It's more, the format is more like a match day live show. We've got for the first time Patrice Evra, the France and Manchester United star, who's hosting the entire 2 days of the program. We've got some renowned names in the football, tennis world, namely Francisco Totti. We've got as well Andrea Pirlo, and some amazing great brands, like we've got the president of La Liga, McLaren, the Arsenals and so on. So it's an amazing program and new feature for this edition, which will definitely grow in the next few years. And it's supported by the Ministry of Sports, given the importance of the sports sector based on the Vision 2030 and the Kingdom's hosting of the World Cup in the next few years.
So is that the reasoning behind adding that on? Because I think it was only a few weeks or a few months ago that Saudi was actually announced as the 2034 World Cup host.
That's correct.
And then obviously there's been all of these very well-known football stars that have descended on the local league here. So obviously that's a key target market.
Definitely, everything that we do here at Leap, although it is a global event in nature, but we always ensure that it aligns with the Saudi Vision 2030 and really featuring the lively, important sectors. And this is how the sports tech has become one of the lively sectors that we wanted to focus on and grow in the coming years under Leap.
And what about the focus on artificial intelligence? Because that's obviously become one of the key characteristics of Leap.
Yeah.
But is that particular segment growing as well?
100%. You know, with AI and LLM and so on, it's the talk of the town. You know, it's the most important topic of the year. And pretty much most of the speakers across all of the stages are talking about AI. And with Deep Fest being one of our anchor co-located events by Sedaya, definitely this segment naturally has basically evolved and grew. So for Leap 25, we've actually dedicated a zone and a whole area for Deep Fest. 85% growth in terms of exhibitors and brands. We have over 120 brands exhibiting at Deep Fest. With 2 stages and some really popular names in the industry. We've got the chairman of and the founder of Boston Dynamics. We've got basically the CEO of Cohere, the chief AI officer of NASA. That's just to name a few. So definitely this is Deep Fest is becoming one of the important pillars of the event, co-located with Leap.
And what kind of growth areas do you think you could push into in the next 12 months, you know, once you wrap up here and you assess everything?
Yeah, I think like it depends. We follow the trends, and Leap is known to be the platform where you see what's trending next. So we follow that, and whatever trends are coming in the next few months, we will definitely feature that in our event. So I can see sports tech growing, AI will just keep on evolving, growing with more features, more content, more brands in there. We will also focus on other segments of the content tracks, like the gaming creative economy, which is becoming now an exciting area, a lot of participation as well, and interest in this field. So if Leap is where any trending topic in the tech world will be featured, really.
And then there's also, I think, startup competitions and investors who are also looking at some of the startups that are here. There's Leap Nights.
Yes,
as well.
that's right.
There's
a lot of exciting things. So talking of the investor and startup program, we've got as well, this has also grown at Leap this year. We have a dedicated zone, an area just for that, because we wanted the entire ecosystem to be in one place, to network, to have real impactful discussions, meeting, and so on. So with Rocket Fuel being a 1 million prize across 6 segments, it was founded in the beginning from Leap 1, and now we've got 120 semi-finalists competing for the 1 million prize. And what we've seen in the startups, participation this year, that we have grown in terms of sectors. We've got over 40 sectors, over 680 startups exhibiting at the event. David Piquet as well is a renowned name, an international name. He's an expert in startup pitch. He's a coach in that area. So he's also giving a one-to-one to all of our 120 semi-finalists, so that we increase the quality as well of the pitches, as they compete for the finale, and so on. Also in that area, we have a new feature which is called the Ecosystem Exchange. It's a closed-door deep dive workshops by the likes of NVIDIA, Magnet, and others. So we are adding more to this zone. There's a matchmaking as well zone. Pre-scheduled meetings between investors and startups, so that we basically give them impactful networking experiences at the event. And again, Gareth, I think with this, it's all good. It's talking about numbers is all good, but what really is great, and what we're achieving year on year, is some of those impactful stories that come out from those participations, especially the startups. Really, Leap is a hub for the startups in the tech space, and we've got the likes of Ijari, which is a great story, and it's dear to our heart as well. Ijari is one of the startups that came under NDTP, who we're very fortunate to work with, and they were actually launched in Leap a few years ago. So one of the impactful stories, that Ijari actually found their first VC, international VCs, at Leap, and they've raised $15 million, and now they've been participating with us for the last 3 years, and they've made it to the semi-finals. So
wow, that's
great stories to have in that space, yeah.
So there's some tangible success stories that are actually coming out of it, and it's making a difference. So when it comes to the startups that take part in these competitions, where do they come from? Do they come from this region? Do they come from beyond borders here?
Well, the majority of them are internationals, and it actually goes through a series of vetting. We've got a committee that vets the submissions for the startups who will be exhibiting and participating at the Rocket Fuel, where the majority of them are internationals from across over 40 sectors. So we ensure that the diversity in terms of sectors, in terms of even gender, in terms of stage, we've got basically 25% growth in early stage startups. We've got 75% growth in growth stage as well when it comes to startups. So yes, we're expanding, we're diversifying, and in terms of as well international participation.
Right. Well, thank you so much for enlightening us on some of the behind-the-scenes action at LEAP, and I hope that we'll have you on our podcast next year as well.
Thank you so much, Gareth.
Great.
Thank you.